Hello everybody, welcome to my video. It's Becky here from Winzig Creations and we're going to try this again. Welcome to Mindful Monday. I just did an hour's videoing, went to check it and it's cut off after 6 minutes. So I shall be checking a couple of times whether this is still working. So anyway, I hope you're all well, and if you're stressed, a little bit like me, Mindful Monday is what we need. Anyway, I hope this brings you some calm and peace, and I hope it does the same for me. I wasn't 100% happy with the video, so I thought, I know, I'll just watch it back, see what I actually think. And it cut off after 6 minutes, so maybe that was fortuitous. Maybe that was what's supposed to happen, you know. Anyway, we're going to do something completely different now, because I can't sit through what I was doing for another hour, so let's have a go at something different, something I do need to do and take time over and careful on the and be mindful of the details. Is I need to make a topper for one of my vintage journals, and a lot of I sometimes make toppers, sometimes I don't. Just checking it's still recording. So I'm sorry if I do that a few times. I've never known it to cut off after 6 minutes before, but it's going to be one of those days. Anyway, I'm just going to write the time down so as not to bore you too long. And we'll see how far we get. See if this... Anyway, I've got coffee, and honestly, I got a tiny bit of chocolate left over from Christmas. This is a tiny, tiny piece. And I was felting... I don't usually eat chocolate as a rule, but after having an hour of not working, I needed a bit. So anyway, I'm not using this. This is just for size guiding the size. That is about how big the cover is going to be. So I'm using that as a idea. And I've got lots of stuff out here, loads of bits of stuff and loads of photos and things here. So what I wanted to put a photo on, and probably some of this and this. So let's go through the photos now. A lot of my photos are landscape rather than portrait, but I did find these few which are portrait, and I do like some of them very much. Can you see them there? Let's move this out of the way because they're portrait. So there's this one of this lovely lady thinking about riding a bike. Baby's morning bath, but he's got a vest on, which is a bit weird. Some people dancing in the street to an organ. That's in London. Apparently they used to do that. A little girl. Please give me a copper, sir. That's a East End lass, homeless girl, I imagine. Now, I love this picture, but she doesn't look very happy, does she? Bless her. Do you really have to take my photograph? Really like this one. This is really cool. It says very interesting, and he's reading the paper. I love this picture. Absolutely love it. In fact, I've taken a photograph of it because I've copied it because it's my picture. I can do that. It's actually, this is a bit shiny, so I'll show you this one. It's actually a picture of my mum. 70 years ago, I suppose. She's passed on now, but she'd be like in her very late teens here. So, and then there's this one, which isn't very well in focus, but she's so cute. She's telling her dolly off. So I haven't fully decided, although as I say, I did take a picture of this one. It's the one that's the best in focus, although that one's in good focus. That is the thing with old photographs. So it's going to be, I think, a toss-up between these two. Or, she says, oh, I really like this lass. So it might well be her as well. So let's put those all on one side, and we'll use something. And I want to use a bit of this. I think I want to use a bit of this, or maybe just this. I haven't decided. I want to put the photograph on this. So let's use her as an sample for now. No, she's not going to work, sorry. Maybe let's try this one. I want to put lace and stuff under it, and I'm not sure a homeless lass really portrays lace and stuff, does it? Let me just have a look at these others. And she would as well. She's nice, isn't she? I'm not really worried about the era. That's not very clear, that picture, I must admit. It's obviously a very old picture. It's obviously a picture of a picture. Let's try this lady. I don't know where she came from. So I don't want all this stuff around the edge, but I do want to tear around it. So let me get my ruler. I'll get my tear ruler actually, I think. Anyway, how are you all? I hope you're all okay. Hope you're all getting into the swing of things. Yeah, let's press on with. Yeah, let's move these. I think I'm decided on this lady now, so we'll move those people to the back. Let's go down here. That moved, so I don't know how straight that is. Let's go across the top here. Oh, a bit warm now. I couldn't believe my video stopped. I don't want it. Well, I might have this bit perfectly quite straight. A bit underneath it might be a bit more wobbly. I don't know. I don't want it perfectly even though. Let me take a bit off the bottom as well. Just a tiny bit. That's a nice starting point, isn't it? I quite like that. I'm going to ink this up. Here we go. So I'd like to thank you all, those who are subscribing. Thank you very much. If this is your first time watching this year, then please, wherever, please like and subscribe. It means the world to me. It really does. Feel free to comment as well. I do reply. At this moment in time, I reply to every single comment. I don't get many, so it's very easy. So yeah, that would be lovely. Also on my channel, when you go into the description, I mention all the people that I watch and that inspire me as well. And together with how you can contact me and my Etsy shop as well. So it might be worth just popping down to the description and seeing what's what. I currently don't do digipapers, so might be something I'll look into in the future, but I don't have the software at this point in time. Yes, that's looking okay. Now, do I want some of this underneath? Now, I think I might want material on here. I've got this material out. I absolutely love this material. Again, it's a scrap that I was given. People know I collect scraps. And I'm thinking of a bit of this down here. It's got a fleck of gold in, but that doesn't bother me, that. Yeah, I think I might have to make this a bit smaller, actually. Maybe like this. I like that. Let's just tear a bit off. Where are my material scissors? Don't really know where I'm going at the moment with this. I just thought I'd get some bits out and have a fiddle around and see what I came up with, you know. I've got this material. I've got some blue stripy material over there as well. Let's cut. Can I cut that one? Just cut this bit off here. There we go. This is the right way, and I think that side's already fairly there. We've got a sort of shape now, haven't we? There we go. So, as I say, I'm not gluing it on this piece of card, but I do need something to glue it back it onto, so I might use a bit of that corrugated. We'll see. Thinking something along these lines, and then maybe I've got this out. I wouldn't combine the two materials, but I have got a bit of this. I do like this as well. But having put that there, I like it. I've got some cheesecloth here, which I might scrunch up a bit of. Doesn't tear very well though. Just hack a piece off for now. I'm misshaping it a bit. Might be a bit too much here. If we can put you under there. A bit of you sticking out too. I like all these frayed bits, they're nice. I don't know if this board is actually putting me off or helping. No, it's not putting me off, but it's because it's so new looking, isn't it? It's because it looks a bit weird. Let me see. I've got two lots of lace out, I think. I got this, which is very old. This is actually vintage, antique, I think, actually. Lace. I did have some other lace out, I thought. Oh yeah, I've got this one, which I can't use very often because it's so A, it's elasticated, and B, it's very frilly. So we could try this underneath, although I think the other one would probably go better. I'm going to sew around the picture as well. Probably do it after though, once it's all on. So we've got that. Let's put it down a bit. That's quite nice. I don't mind it sticking out over the edge of the book either, assuming that's the spine and that's the edge of the book. That I don't mind. Let's just try it with this other one. See what this looks like. This has to go this way, I think. This is very straight, this, but it does show more of the stuff underneath. I actually like them both, but bearing in mind this is a topper, I can build it up quite a bit if I want to. What else have I got? Oh, I know what else I've got. I've got some small bits of corrugated here too as well, which again might put another texture on it. And I've got this nice coloured one here. Well, it's a bit of a colour on it anyway. I would tear that anyway. Quite like that. Quite like that first one. And I've got some old material. It's a pattern tissue, you know, pattern tissue. I think I've torn some off. Yes, I have. Here. I'll just tear a bit more off. I've got a piece here without any writing on actually, which is quite useful. But I don't mind having writing on it. That's a bit. Get out of the way, bits of paper. Get out of the way. There you go. Just a slip, just, you know, just a tiny bit of that. Tiny bit of that. I think I might change that though. I want this out a bit more. Maybe hanging down a bit more. Some bits you won't see much of, but that's fine. That doesn't matter. I'll cut some of that off, probably about there. Do that. Let's cut that off there. Let's get you sort of straight. Not sure I like this. This is all too straight here. I need to do something with that. That's not looking right. Let's try this. That's better. Let's try that. That helps. And I think I'll fray this a bit more. See if I can get any more of this frayed. Can I fray this anymore? No. I might be able to. No, it don't really want to fray much, does it? It's because it's got the gold thread through it that stops it from fraying. I like this colour, I must admit. Oh, hang on, let me try some. Let's just pop you there a second. Let's try you on top of it. You're nice and fray and wriggly. You're even better. This side's even better. Let's try. Get down flat. You have to be flat so I can glue you on. Sorry. Yeah, well, this video is going to be all about faffing about and getting it right and taking our time. When we've finished, you'll have to tell me which one you preferred before I changed it. Oh, that's better. I didn't like those two lines. That I do like. It makes a tiny bit of difference, doesn't it? Let's just chop this, make this a bit shorter as well. The end here. And should we put it right underneath? That might be better still. Again, I don't mind it sticking out. This is coming together. Quite liking this. Not much at the top or the bottom at the moment. What do you like across the top here? Let's see what you would look like. Yeah, actually that looks better than I thought it would. I didn't think that would look right. I'm going to put that on top. I think I'm going to put this on top of it as well. There's a lot going on here and I haven't finished yet, but it's okay. It's coming there. It's getting there. Right, I want some of... I haven't had any of my chocolate. Oh, got so involved, you see, in what I was doing. Brains turned... What's that? Oh, that's not important. Let's see what we've got in here. I don't want to put those away so I don't use them by accident. Is life worth living? I'm throwing that. I've had one of those before. I don't like them at all. What do we have in here? We have some burgundy, don't we? Oh, I like those too. Of course, it's going to be remembering where these all are. They're both the same colour. Let's move you off a minute. I think we're nearly there, folks. I think we can nearly do a bit of gluing. Still not 100% sure about this. It's a little bit in your face. It kind of takes away from everything else. Do you see what I mean? I might have to see if I've got any flatter lace or use the same lace as there. Let's think about that. Oh, that's the same sort of thing. I'm looking for something. Oh, this scrap of paper looks good. Yeah, I might change that lace. Let me just have a look, see what I've got in my material. It's difficult to open. Let's have a look what we've got in here. We've got a bit of this instead. It's quite a challenging colour, that's quite... Let's just take you out for a minute. Yeah, it looks better without it. I would like something there, but it definitely... That was just too much in my face, that was. I've got this scrappy lace here. This is very, very old as well. It sort of pokes out at a weird angle. I'd have to have it like this. I know my other bits have disappeared, but I've changed my mind about the lace, so... Not liking that either. You can go back. We of course don't have to have lace. There's a little bit of this sticking out. Might look nice. I think it was just too much, so we could have a bit of that. That's not quite so in your face. Well, that's a bit better. I like that better. Let's put everything back the way it was. And we might do some gluing. And then what I'll do is I'll just pause you for a minute and sew around it. But I think it's coming together. It'll obviously, the page will obviously have a board at the back of it. It'll have something at the back of it. Let's put you back, and let's put you back, and let's put you two scrappy bits back. Oh, and another scrappy bit there. Oh, I've got loads of bits out. There we are. Right, I'm just putting this away because it's a little bit in my way. And where's the red plastic band gone? There. Right, put that away for a second. And see what we've got. I can see better then. We have a nameplate here on the board. Let's just see if this could mount on this. It could, couldn't it? Could probably mount it on that. This is nice and strong and sturdy. And then just cut off what I don't need. Yeah, right. Let's see what we can do here then. Right, let's have this bit here. I'll put you there. Right, like that. And we'll pop you here. And we'll just do this once more. And then I'm going to glue them down temporarily. And then I'm going to sew around them. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought again. I like that one there. That there. I think this is a piece of Pink Monarch Prince. I'm not sure. Oh, I am sorry. That's one of my... I'm molting. Actually says Newsboys Trip Pass. Maybe she's bringing the passes to him, eh? Yeah. And that cut off there. Oh, yes. Yes, I like that. Especially when it's sewn around a few times. Right. Let's get a bit of temporary glue on these things. Just so they don't move while I'm gluing. While I'm sewing, should I say. And we can go from there. Then we can always think about the other one, the next one. So let's glue, what is it, top down? I'll see if this works. I can't guarantee it will, but I'll do what I can. Let's first of all glue you on there. You can go on there. Like that. And you can go on this corner. Let's glue you on that corner. And you go about there, don't you? Yep, put a bit of glue on you. You go about there. Let's put some glue down here for this piece of tissue. Like that. Let's put a bit of glue down here for that piece of lace. And then down here for, can you see, sorry, a bit of this bit. Put you on there, and then a bit down there. Right, for this, hopefully this will stay on there just long enough for me to sew it. Right, and then put a bit of glue at the top here. This looks a bit funny at the moment. I'm only using the glue just to hold it in place, you know, like that. I think that's right. Yes, looks weird without the picture on, doesn't it? Let's put some glue on you. And the middle here will do. Keep you in place. Right. And a little bit on you. Just to hold you on the card. Yeah, that's fine. That will go up there, up beyond there. Yes, that can come over the edge quite nicely. That I don't want this much on. I should take some of that off. Yeah, I like that. That will go well on the book. Right, I'm just going to pause you for a minute. I'm going to sew around it and I'll be back. You won't even notice. Okay, take 2 ticks. Then I'm back. That didn't take long. I've been round it twice, as you can see. Oops, let's just move that wire. Excuse my hand, otherwise you won't be able to see anything, will you? There we go. There we go. I've sewn around that bit, and then I've sewn around the picture as well, so we can cut it down a bit or tear it down a bit. It doesn't have to be quite this big. Can I tear that? Oh, well, I think I might have to. There's a sticker through this, so let me just see. I can't turn it right over because my dress is still on the back. That looks better, doesn't it? But let's pull that bit off. Cut that bit off, actually. There's a bit of sticky tape. Yeah. And we'll do the same at the bottom here. Let's pull that bit off because it's got sticky tape on as well. We can rough that up. There we go. That looks better, doesn't it? And I might shorten this depending on where it fits on the book. I'll give it a bit of an ink up. Yeah, you can see a bit of the sticky tape. Let's cut those bits. So I'm just cutting off a bit of the label on the back. I didn't realise my name and address was there, so we'll keep it turned this way. So we'll give this a good ink, and then, oh, that looks a lot better. Actually, I'm going to turn that bit off because you can still see it. Trouble is I've sewn around it now, so some of it's obviously not going to want to come off. But I'm going to peel this. I'm just, you don't worry if you can't see. You don't need to see this bit. Oh dear. There we go. That's better. There. That's a bit more. I quite like that as a topper, and we'll have a, yeah. So this one is for Susan, the chunky vintage one. So I wanted quite a chunky, quite a heavy going top on it as well. Got all these bits here too. I haven't cut those off yet. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I might cut some off. I might not. I might just thinking about whether to put a vintage sort of butterfly on there in the corner and put this underneath. I haven't decided yet, but I can now put extra bits on if I want to. Now I've got the base of it done. You can add to it then once you finish the journal. I'm quite liking that. I'm quite liking the way that came out in the end. Yes. Yeah, so that's what we're going to use, and that's about the size of the journal. So as you can see, it fits on quite nicely. The bits overhanging, which I like. A little bit more space at the top and the bottom, which is, well, I'll probably go up the, can you see all right? Probably go at the top of the front cover like that, and then here I'll have a book plate. Yeah, that's all right. I quite like that. I might just glue this bit down though, because this is just a thin piece of paper. Let's put a little bit of, no, let's not use that one. That one's gunky. Let's use a bit of this on here so we can make sure this doesn't rip up in case there. Let's pop you down there. And we'll do the same with, not that you need Fabri-Tac, but I'm going to do the same with this little piece here. The thing at the front, I really don't want it to, I don't want anything pulling up, you know. I don't mind lace and that being mobile, but I don't want any of the paper, go on, sticking, any of the paper being loose at all. There we are. I'll just get a peg, get that to stick in there. Could take a bit more sticking on the corrugated paper. So we'll pop you on to make you stick down. As I say, we can now add more to it as well if I want to, which I might well do. But yeah, I'm pleased with that. I hope you like this Mindful Monday, concentrating on just one piece of whatever it is we're making. You know, whether it's a piece of ephemera, or whether it's well, ephemera. You know, whether it's some pockets and tags, or whether it's you know, masterboard. It's nice to spend a bit of time on keeping those bit of time on one item, isn't it? Let's just, well, we've got a couple more minutes. Let's just see what that would look like with, where are my butterflies? Have I got my butterflies here? Nope, they're my buttons. That's another thing we could also put on, is buttons. They're not butterflies either. Why can't I find my butterflies? Oh, they could be under here, of course. They could be under this mountain of stuff. Oh, they are under this mountain of stuff. They're under this mountain of stuff on my desk. I don't think I've ever seen my desk. Nope, they're not there. Here they are. Here they are. I did have my bit of chocolate, though, while I was sewing that bit. Right, then. Let's see. We've got a nice old butterfly that we could pop on there. There's that one. It's very big. It takes away from the lady, that. I'd only want something small on there. Or smaller, anyway. No, she's too big. It's too big. I can always put my wire ones on as well, as it's a front cover. But that's a bit bright. Let's dull it down a bit and see if we can make it look a little bit more in keeping with the top. Sorry, that's the lead for my machine. Let's just make it a bit duller. Sorry, butterfly. I just need you more muted. A little bit more muted, little fella. Yeah, that does work. I know we can barely see this ticket now, but that doesn't matter. Always put it on slightly further back, but I don't think that matters. Yeah, I like that a lot. We're going to glue that. I'm going to glue that on there, but I'm going to use a bit of Fabri-Tac because it's on various different mediums. So I'm going to use 3-in-1. I shouldn't call it Fabri-Tac. Fabri-Tac is a trade name. That is 3-in-1. Right. Put you right back here at the bottom here. That way we can still see a bit of those numbers in the label. Let's move that. That's it. Actually, you should be glued on by now. Yep, I like that. I might be putting some more tickets on and things as well. Maybe some more numbers. Let's see. I've got my material bits here as well, but when you start with the base like this, you can then add to it if you wish. No, I don't want that there. That's not. No, don't think that's adding anything. It's the same colour as that, and that's nice. No, it's not doing anything for me. Well, we don't have to, you know, it's not a necessity. So I do quite like that. Yeah, I do quite like that. I'm going to pop that on there. Don't ask me why, but I do like that there. Again, it's quite subtle in the corner here, on the edge here. I do like quite a lot going on the covers. I think it's nice to have lots of different layers built up. You can still see a bit of the labelling. Oh, that's loose. That's picked up from there. Is that something on the cover? No, I don't think so. Oh dear, not only is my hair falling out, my eyelashes are as well. Right. Shall we leave it there? Like I say, I can trim it if I have to when I put it on the actual book, you know. It might well have to be trimmed a little bit. We'll see. But it's nice to have the topper done, isn't it? Not entirely sure how I'm doing the cover yet. I think I'm just going to do a it'll either be a collage of the papers or just a couple of the papers popped on, or a fairly neutral material. Did I get a bit out? I don't think I did. No, I haven't got any of the neutral material I had out with me. Anyway, I hope you liked that. And I've got so many things at my desk before I do a craft with me on Thursday. I'm going to have a good clear up. It's a slightly shorter video, not much shorter, I don't think. But yeah, there it is. There she is, all done. A little bit grungy, but not overly grungy. And a bit of vintage, but again, not overly vintage. It's just sort of happy medium, I think. Definitely a vintage picture. Yeah. Thank you very much for joining me. It's been a pleasure. I hope it has been for you. And take care of yourselves, everyone, won't you? And I'll see you soon. Take care now. Bye.